Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into this. So Michigan just lost to TCU. I don't even know what the score was. 45-51. I'm just this game. This game was just a crazy game. I've never seen a team that played that well, played good on defense in the first half, and bad in the red zone, bad offense, I guess you could say, and then great offense in the second half and horrible defense in the second half. It's just crazy to me how this game played out. Just so many mistakes and errors, and as soon as we get close, we give up another touchdown. It is just like, bro, come on. Freaking, and shout out to TCU before I get too far along. Shout out to TCU. They played their 3-3-5, committed to the run. The staff was dumb. Took them way too long to realize, all right, these dudes are playing physical and fast, and they're daring us to pass. It took them too long to realize that, but let's just get into this. So the first drive, Donovan goes 55. We get on the red zone, and this is one of the last. There's a couple things that Harbaugh has to do to get to the next level, to really be a championship team. And I don't know if it's Weiss or Moore, whoever's calling these plays, but for some reason, they don't want to use your dual threat quarterback. And I just don't understand it. Like, for some reason, they refuse to run the read with this dude. Like, so we're in the red zone, and they want to get cute and we're on the 2. Why are you getting cute with this reverse pass to Loveland and all that stuff? Bro, you can use your quarterback. He's dual threat. If the D lineman, if the edge rusher or DN is crashing down, that means if JJ keeps it, he's probably gonna score. Like, these dudes are using JJ like he's Cade until it's almost too late, and then JJ just starts doing it on his own, running it on his own. And I'm gonna get to him in some of the stuff that he does, but that fourth down play, this game started good and then went downhill from there once we missed that fourth down. It was just a dumb play call. Dumb play call, bro. Like, you're so close to the line, to the touchdown, you can use QB sneak it. QB sneaks. They just refuse to use this. Now, you probably couldn't have did it on that drive, but use JJ's legs. Like, the stubbornness of this staff, it really gets to me. And we got all these run guys, so they just want to run it. Well, when you built your name on being stubborn with the run game, guess what? A team will sell out and be prepared for it. So you know what you do? If you're gonna run it, incorporate your quarterback to open up more space for the running back. This is unbelievable that they do this stuff, bro. It's just unbelievable to me that you have a dual threat and you're scared to use him for some reason in the run game. It doesn't make any sense. The offense should be built around him running the ball. Dumb. So with the stubborn coaching, they also kept trying to run the ball a little bit too much. Because JJ, honestly, and I know somebody's going to say, well, if you put it on JJ, JJ had 2 pick sixes, so the defense played bad, but 14 of those points are from pick sixes. And so that gets into the point I try to tell people all year. Get JJ as comfortable as possible so when he has to win a game, he's able to do it. Through 2 pick sixes. Had to, some indecisive plays where he could have picked up yards, but he's indecisive. Intentional grounding while still in the pocket. Things like this. You want him as comfortable as possible so and I think it's obvious by now, and Harbaugh has to realize this. It's obvious now. If you build your team just off of the running game, teams in the playoff are good. They're good. They're not going to just let you line up and run it down their throat. Now, also, a team that's running the 3-3-5, most of the sets that I saw us run out of were two receiver sets with the tight end. And yeah, that can work, but you know what the problem is? They're setting up to stop the run. So you know how you can help yourself? And TCU did this great. You spread them out. So you know it's obvious they're coming for the run. You spread them out and run the ball out of 4 wide sets. You want to spread them out. Not bunch them up so they know you're running the ball so it's easier for them. You want to spread them out so if you can probably see the blitz coming and they have to account for those dudes that they'll be leaving wide open so you can either check out of the run or stay in it. But you're coming out in these run sets. It just made it obvious. Oh, they're running it. We're already going to pin our noses back. We're coming. And when they were coming, they were getting there a lot of the time. Negative yards for loss. So that was a big problem also. Now, let's see. I already spoke on JJ being indecisive, not knowing, and I spoke about this before. Make a decision. And he gets some big plays, so I guess it's the good and the bad, but in these big games, you have to go get those yards. All that second guessing, you leaving plays on the field because you're second guessing. While you're second guessing yourself, the defense, they ain't second guessing. They coming. So you second guessing and end up getting nothing when you could have got 5. You could have got 10. You could have got 3. So that's just another growing pain that he has to learn. You have to be decisive. All this second guessing yourself, it kills you. Let's see. JJ, run with a sense of urgency. Stop running, trying to create time. Dog, go get them yards, bro. And now he did that a little more. He went and got the yards in the second half, but he still was doing too much hesitating. Just go. So we end up getting a flea flicker TD to cut it to, I don't know, 10. Halftime was what? 21-6. Now we're still in this game. Like they got up 19 later on, but we were still in the game. Even when they got up 19, we made a comeback. We got it down to 3. On a flea flicker TD. No read option. Why aren't we read? Why do we refuse to use JJ to help the offensive line and to help Donovan Edwards? Like this was a bone. This game was bonehead. Everybody made some bonehead plays. I almost say almost everybody. Everybody that was important for us done made a bonehead play in this game. Whether it was the coaches, whether it was JJ, whether it was Cornelius Johnson falling down, Loveland dropping a pass at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody almost had some. Donovan Edwards fumbled twice and went out of bounds, or it was just Mullins. They gave him the rock. So that's just what it. Everybody had some bonehead in this game. Now, TCU offensive line in the second half, they were manhandling us. And shout out to them. I didn't think their offensive line was that good. So, I mean, I eat crow on that one, honestly. I didn't think they were that good. They were manhandling us and getting to our linebackers. To stop the run, you want those linebackers being free. And even on that though, Junior Colson on that big touchdown run from their backup running back, he ain't fill the gap. He's sitting behind the line. He's sitting behind the D line. There's a huge hole. He don't shift over and fill the hole. He waits for the running back because he had time to move over. He was just sitting there and tried to reach and grab him. By that time, it was too late, and dude was off to the races, and Colson couldn't make the tackle in time. Like, that's just not filling the hole. Like, bro, there's a hole right there. Shift over and fill it. So that was just that arm tackles. TCU showed some toughness when they were running the ball or Duggan was running it, and the arm tackles, we hit a dude, he gets 3 more yards almost every time. You're getting 3 yards. Stop him for a loss of 1. Stop him, hit him for a gain of 1. He gets 4 yards, and it was all game almost. So it was just almost all game. Now defense did get a couple picks. But when they did in the first half, we didn't get nothing out of it. We didn't get nothing out of it. Let's see. Now, second half, Jesse Minster just started blitzing like crazy. This was his worst called game of the year easily. And he just started blitzing way too much. Like blitzing 7. Like, bro, why are you blitzing all these dudes? Duggan made some big plays, but he didn't kill us like that. And that's just a fact. Like, he didn't kill us in this game. He made big plays when he had to, but there was no need for us to be blitzing 7. Like, bro, blitz 1, maybe even 2, I guess. But there was no need to be blitzing 7 like that. And they burned us on it almost every time on drag routes. The dreaded drag route crossing routes come back to bite us. Oh, Don Brown is haunting me. Like, bro, really? Don Brown stuff? Like, I just can't get away from this dude. This man blitzing like Don Brown, bro, and we're getting beat like Don Brown. My goodness. But as all of this is going on and we're making mistakes and we're down in the game, we're still making plays. And shout out to JJ. JJ didn't quit, and he was making some big plays in that passing game. JJ finished 20 of 34 for 343, 2 TDs, 2 picks. So JJ was throwing that thing, but this is the thing about it. We waited too long, and I tried to say this before. Play a team that knows they have to commit to the run, and they're waiting for you to run the ball. They're waiting on it. You play action them to death. What's the point of dropping back regular when all of our passing sets, pretty much all of our passing sets, we run out of? So there's no need to just drop back. Why would I just drop back regular when I can play action on every drop back and it creates confusion? So when I do run it, and it took us too long to figure that out. Bro, if they're committing all those guys to the run, you play action them to death to create confusion and dudes get open. Like, you have to, if we're running this type of scheme where we're so run heavy, when you have a team that's not really prepared for it, so they have to commit guys, They have to commit all these guys to the line, and they're run blitzing constantly. You play action them to death. To death. From the start of the game. Not when you get down 14. Not when you get down 21. You play action them to death. This stuff isn't hard. Also with the run game, no eye candy. No eye candy, no jet sweeps. We had I think it was one jet sweep or some, but no real eye candy to create confusion, which for us should create open lanes because they're hesitating. So that's that. Live by the blitz, die by the blitz. So that was just big right there. Live by the blitz, die by the blitz. Now, we had a touchdown on a Roman Wilson play early in the game. I missed this. I don't know how I forgot to mention this. And they took it away. And I knew it was going to bite us in the butt. These refs gave us calls when they were obvious, but I think they were cheating a little bit. I hate to do this, but I mean, a game like that, all those missed calls, they bite you. And I just got two that are huge and important. That Khalil Mullins fumble shouldn't have never happened. It should have never happened. That was a touchdown. How is he on the 1 inch line when he doesn't even have control of the ball? The ball rolling around, but y'all gonna say he's down right there. Even the announcer, their little ref analyst, he says that's a touchdown. He doesn't have control. It was obvious. Like how there wasn't enough there to overturn it because they called it a touchdown on the field. Now, the next play, you get the Khalil Mullins fumble, which is just dumb in general because you're that close to the goal line. QB sneak it, boneheads. Now take it to the other side of the field. When TCU got in the short yardage, 4th and 1 or 4th and inches, Duggan under center, and they're bringing a guy right behind him, letting you know they about to push him. That's what you do in short yardage. You QB sneak it. You don't try to prove that your offensive line is so great. No, you QB sneak that, and you put somebody behind him, and you run him up his butt. Get that first down. Getting tired of this trying to prove that, oh, we're going to run it down. We're going to hand it off and run it. No, be smart. If you're on the goal line with inches to go, why are you trying to hand it off? So you go from inches, handing it off, trying to hand it off 3 yards back or 2 yards back. No. QB sneak it, we're going forward. And you know how we going to make sure he go forward? We're going to take Mullins. You ain't getting the ball. You push JJ and make sure he gets in the end zone. That's smart football, not cocky football. I'm getting tired of this cocky, we're going to run it no matter what stuff, bro. Because it always bites us in the butt. And it seems like it's biting us in the butt in the playoff the last 2 years. We're gonna run it, run the dang ball, all this stuff, bro. If you're gonna run it, be smart. A QB sneak is still a run, my brother. You're gonna get that yard, but you're gonna get the touchdown. Like, I'm getting so sick of it, bro. Now, all this being said, we're driving down 13. About 4 minutes left in the game. JJ runs it to like the 10 or the 12, goes out of bounds. Obviously, he wasn't tackled. This man ran clean out of bounds. We're down 2 scores. Look at the clock. It's just running. Now, this is a close game. 20 seconds is huge. They just let 20 seconds go off the clock. The refs, they don't know football at all. They're making obvious mistakes. You just forgot that if he runs out of bounds, the clock stops. When did that happen? So we lose 20 seconds on that. So that left us we would have had a minute and something in a close game. Because we get the ball back. I mean, we ain't do nothing with it, but with less time, it makes the job even harder. A little more, 20 more seconds on the clock. That's a few more plays you can run. But not only that, no urgency. The last successful drive we had to cut it to 6. There was just no urgency. No urgency. It just relaxing. Nobody running to the ball to get up. Yeah, the clock stops, but they're still running it. Harbaugh's still running it. Weiss, Moore, I don't know who's calling these plays. Just still running it. In a situation like that, you should already have the next play called. You call 2 plays. So if one of them doesn't get you the touchdown, you're already ready to go with the next play. No, they're bringing dudes in and out. They're changing. They acting like they got the lead. They just killing time. Just time means nothing, huh? Just horrible game management at the end by the players. Harbaugh, no urgency. No urgency because, yeah, even if you score, you want to conserve all of that time because you're going to have to use the timeouts to stop TCU, to stop the clock if you stop TCU. So you have time on the clock so you're not rushing your plays and everything on that last drive. There was just no urgency. No urgency. So that was just big, and this game was just sad to watch, bro. Like, a team that expected to be here played like they didn't expect to be here. A team that expected to be in this situation just didn't. And the game plan, this we're gonna run it no matter what stuff. It's just it's getting old, and I know people wanted to talk that stuff earlier in the year, and I try to tell them, get JJ as comfortable as possible, because if you can't run the ball, which we couldn't besides that first drive, you want him as comfortable as possible. And also, these coaches, the game plan is just dumb sometimes. On offense, you don't use JJ's legs in the run game, the read option game. Just like, you don't use it at all. And then you're not using play action enough. Like, you just wait so long. Like, you wait so long on stuff that's obvious. Like, it was obvious early, like, we're probably not going to be able to run on these dudes. 2, you come out in these run sets, these obvious run sets, instead of trying to spread them out so they can show their hand and also get more space for your run game. Now, if you're gonna run it, I want you to be smart about what you're trying to do. Spread them out. Even in the red zone. Okay, you're gonna run it. You just gotta run it. That's fine. Spread them out. Spread them out. So that's just the thing, bro. Like, if you're going to do this, be stubborn about things, be smart about it. Like, it's just dumb to me that you see that they're pinning their ears back and they're committing guys and they're stopping the run. Okay, what can I do to open it up? Okay, let's try to run out of 4 wide. So they can't just commit these guys to the run. They're gonna have to show their hand a little more. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Run the read. Oh, JJ didn't pull it on any reads. Maybe one. Maybe one. The other ones were him just running, or they were QB sneaks or QB powers, I guess. But I don't think those were even QB. That was he had like a 40-yard run. I don't think that was a QB power. I think he just took off. But it's just a wasted chance to get a championship. And it was just bad all around. But the coaches let the team down early, trying to get cute with that Loveland play. Bro, it just don't make sense. Like, some of the play calls were just so obvious. And TCU, shout out to them, they blew it up. You're gonna do obvious play calls. Okay, you wanna run it when it's obvious you about to run it. You're an idiot. Okay, you wanna throw that little slot screen. It's obvious you're running it. Like that screen, as soon as I saw that receiver come in motion, Ronnie Bell, I was like, oh, they're going to run that slot screen. They're going to run that quick screen, wide receiver screen. And TCU was right on top of it, popped him. Like, some of this stuff, you have to, one, and this is just off-season talk now, got to get a pass game coordinator. Got to get it. Because JJ, to win a championship, JJ's going to have to be that dude. And to be that dude, he's going to have to be able, he's going to have come out and the team be on his back. Like, that's how you win championships. Teams ain't winning championships with their running backs being that dude. That's just not happening. It's the quarterback or a great defense leading the way. Like, that's what you have to get to. So JJ, you gotta let this guy be that dude. Stop being scared to run him. Oh, we're not gonna run him at all in the first half. We'll save it for the second half. No, run him early. Then you would have opened it up more for Donovan Edwards. But you refuse to do it. Like, what's the point of having a dual threat? Like, get somebody in there that knows how to use a dual threat quarterback. Can we get that? Because they don't know how to use him. JJ could have had 130 some yards in that game rushing. Dude could have had at least 100. He probably had 50. And that was in the second half. You get somebody that knows how to use a dual threat. JJ could have picked up tons of yards in that game, in that first half. We're not going to use it. We'll save it for the second half. What are you saving it for the second half for? Just dumb. A few other things, and I'm going to get off of here. I'm sad. With our luck, Ohio State will probably win and then win the championship. That's just how our luck is going. Oh, my God. Now, us losing wasn't like, oh, that can't happen. It's never that way for me, at least. But just the way we lost, like the mistakes, the dumb bonehead mistakes, the defense letting up, and it was just crazy. It was just crazy to watch. A few things. RJ Moden didn't play in this game. I don't know what happened to him. Not saying he would have made that much of a difference, but, switching in and out. All year we've switched in and out our safeties and stuff. They had Johnson on the field. He doesn't know his assignment, gave up a big play. Rod Moore's got to gain weight. He's too frail. Now, he makes tackles, but he'll make a tackle and the guy will still pick up 3 yards while he's tackling him. the physicality, honestly, the physicality just has to go up a notch. I don't know how they need to do it, but they gotta get these guys more physical. They just have to get them more physical. Same with Junior Colson. The soft tackling bit us in the butt because TCU was content to, they were already getting good push against the D line, but the fact that they were getting 3 and then carrying a guy and getting 2 and 3 more, okay, you had them stop for second and 7, but you let him get 2 more yards, so it's 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 4. Things like that. Like, you have to be strong physical tacklers, and it just wasn't there. If it wasn't, even someone on the D line, they'd have guys for a 1 yard loss, and the guy carry him and get 2 more or something. Like, I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they have to get that physicality up a notch. I don't know how they can do it, but it has to be done if you want to win the championship. The goal is to get to win the championship. That's anything less is because this team is loaded again next year. So the team is loaded again next year. Most of these guys are coming back. Like, there's no excuse for us to not go into the Ohio State game undefeated. So Jim Harbaugh has to look himself in the mirror and say, what can I do to get this team over the edge? And to me, it's getting this defense to be more physical, bringing the physicality up on defense where these dudes are hitting. You see very few hard hits. TCU was hitting. Them boys they were physical. Definitely more physical than us on defense. And they out-physicaled us on the offensive line. Shout out to them. But that's one of the... On defense, certain dudes gotta get bigger. Like Rod Moore, he's got to get bigger. And the physicality. They have to start hitting. Too much arm tackling, and it bit us in the butt on this one. And besides that, on offense... This week gonna run it down your throat. That running it can be your identity, but you have to have JJ ready to sling that ball and consistently get him the reps in games. We ain't barely gonna throw it, and we're scared to run him and all this, bro. Get this man ready to be that dude, so he's ready to take on the load. Because he's going to have to, in these big playoff games, he's going to have to be that dude. So this is 2 playoff games where we thought, oh, okay, the run game will be able to do it. The offensive line, Joe Moore offensive line, and we couldn't run it in short yardage and things like that. Yeah, not having Blake hurt, but still, you just gotta be better and put that load on your quarterback and have him ready. So teams aren't coming out, we're going to stop their run. They're like, oh no, we can't put all these guys in the box and risk JJ beating us. No. We gotta play it right and keep these safeties at least where they're supposed to be, out of the box. We can't just blitz all the time and do this. We have to stay honest because this JJ can beat us. And the problem is we bang our head into the wall too many times, leaving points on the field because we gotta run the ball. We gotta run the ball. Yeah, and I try to tell people all year, get this guy ready. Get this guy ready so when there's a game that he has to be that dude, he can be that dude. And he made a ton of plays. Don't get me wrong. JJ made a ton of plays, showed a ton of heart in this one. But those 2 pick sixes, those are huge. 2 pick sixes. So that's the thing. I can say JJ played a hell of a game, but those 2 pick sixes, those were just huge. Those were just huge plays, especially when TCU's offense wasn't doing all that much. You gave them free 14 points. So you got to get this dude ready to be the man. JJ has to be the man. It's great to have Donovan. It's great to have Blake. It's great to have a stable of backs. But that quarterback has to be the man. That's just all it is to it, y'all. Like, every year you can get hyped up and we run that ball and it's great. It's beautiful. But the goal ain't just to run through the Big Ten. The goal is to run through the playoff and win that championship. And if your quarterback is that dude and he can't be stopped, you're going to win that. You can win that championship. Get it to where the trust and the faith is in that quarterback. You trust him to run those QB powers. You trust him to run those read options. You trust him to slang it 40, 50 times if you have to. You don't wait. Oh, no, we're still going to stay with the run. No, abandon the run. My quarterback can run, so we slanging it. And I trust him to do it. So it's time. It's time. Put the faith in the offense. Build it around that dude. He showed you what he can do if you when his back is against the wall and y'all have to, we gotta throw it. He showed you I can make the throws now. But he needs the reps to see all these different defenses, all these different coverages. Knowing, okay, that dude's sitting in the zone. I'm not going there. Because when he threw that second pick, I believe it was Ronnie Bell was wide open on a corner route. Wide open. So, you want your quarterback the most comfortable he can be in the playoff. Because it's 2 years in a row. That Big Ten, that what gets us through the Big Ten, just running it down people's throat. I think it's obvious now that that's not going to win us a championship. And you can say if Blake was in or out, you might be right. But let's just be honest. The way they was pinning their ears back, it ain't for sure that Blake would have had that many yards. That's just a fact. Especially as bad as the defense played. So you want that quarterback to be that dude. JJ had like 350 throwing. Needed 400 and something. Probably could have had 400 and something. But we want our offensive line and our running backs to be. I mean, the offensive line, yeah. We want our running backs to carry the load, and to win a championship, it just ain't likely that's gonna happen. Just ain't likely. That quarterback got to be that dude. Y'all can like it. You can like it or not. I told most of y'all earlier in the year what they had to do. Get JJ ready for the game when they stop the run, and he's got to win it. He couldn't do it. He played a hell of a game. Hell of a game. But those 2 pick sixes, what can I say? That kept them in the game. I mean, extended it, the lead. Those were just huge. That's 14 points. 14 points he gave them. So, but them boys didn't quit. I know this was a long one, but this is devastating for all of us. They played a hell of a game. I'm just glad they didn't quit. They didn't just lose 50 to 15 or something. I mean, they gave it all they got. But it was just too many bonehead play calls, bonehead mistakes. It was just didn't play well enough to win that game. Honestly, we didn't deserve to win that game on bonehead mistakes. all them bonehead mistakes we made, we shouldn't have even been in the game. That just shows how good of a team we had to even make it that close with all those mistakes we had. That just shows that. You know what I'm saying? But I guess I'm going to get off of here. I mean, it's just devastating to lose like that and still have a chance. But you got the refs not stopping the clock, killing Harbaugh, no urgency. The players, no urgency. Like, bro, what are y'all doing? It's just dumb mistakes and stubborn. The stubbornness is what gets me. Like, I get that's what y'all want to do, but you have to know when to say, okay, this ain't working. We go to something else. You know what I'm saying? What can I say? Now with the defense, I don't know why Jesse Minter just decided he needed to blitz all those guys. Like, it just didn't make sense to me to blitz all those dudes. Not on 3rd and 7s and stuff like that. He just didn't have to blitz those guys. Like, not 7 dudes. Now, if you want to bring 5, I get that. But you bringing 7 and stuff consistently, and it just killed us. Like, when we got it to 3, I was like, all right, we about to win this game. And we get them in 3rd and 7. And you give up a 70, 80-yard play. DJ Turner should have made the tackle, but bro, why are you running that play? Like, you running this all or nothing scheme all of a sudden, and it bit you in the butt. Like, bro, you can let them drive the field, just hold them in the red zone to 3, and you're fine. Then they go up 6 with plenty of time left in the game. But you give up a touchdown, and it's just like, all right, we're down 10 again after we fought so hard to get back. It was just like, bro, come on. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. Disappointing. Just a letdown. But, I mean, the season was good. We had a lot of fun. All I can do right now is just hope Ohio State loses. So, because if they win, they're going to be on some, y'all won the battle, but we won the war. Yeah, y'all did, honestly. I mean, honestly, they did. If they win. So, just disappointing, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.